Hello, how are you?
Morning.
Can I ask you for your views? We're in a room with lots of pictures of the manager who you'll be facing tomorrow night, Jose Mourinho, who's a real legend here. Just your views on Jose and what it's going to be like to coach against him and be 5 feet away from him tomorrow in what was one of his spiritual homes.
It's absolutely a privilege to face Jose tomorrow. Legend for this club, not only for this club, for different clubs. So will be a privilege to face Jose tomorrow.
And any extra pressure on you after last week, losing the first game in this competition, making sure you win all your home games is important in the new format, isn't it?
Yeah, we make sure, or we try at least to prepare every game to win the game, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
Simon?
Hey Enzo, you're obviously used to seeing pictures everywhere of former coaches lifting trophies. How much do you want to add your face with a picture, whether it be the Champions League trophy or the Premier League trophy like Mourinho has over there?
But to be honest, I feel already quite like to be in some picture at the training ground with the Club World Cup. So I feel already lucky with that after one season. But for sure the target is hopefully one day, not only with the Club World Cup, also with the conference, but for sure the target is one day we can all together enjoy this kind of moment.
Gary, just behind, please.
Enzo, hello. There's a lot of people here today, and there'll be a lot of people here later on for Jose as well. Do you go along with all the kind of romance of football that this has happened this way? Because just over a week ago it was a different coach at Benfica, and this wouldn't have been quite the interest worldwide that it is. Do you get excited by that kind of romance in football?
I said probably was the first question, I guess. For me, it's first of all a privilege to represent this club in the Champions League. For sure, it's also a privilege to face a fantastic manager like Jose tomorrow.
In the second row, please.
Hi, Enzo. What do you expect from this Benfica? It's a very different team that you defeat in the World Cup. A new manager, new players.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to prepare this match?
It's probably a little bit more difficult, and the reason why is because they just played, I think, 3-4 games with Jose. All the games that I start to watch, unfortunately, was with the former manager. And I watched the 3-4 games with Jose. I watched also some games, where Jose was Man United or Spurs or Roma in Italy. But for sure will be a completely different game compared to the Club World Cup game.
Matt, down here, please.
Hi, Enzo. As you pointed out, you have actually won trophies at Chelsea. The fans will often keep singing Jose's name and sing the name of managers who have won trophies at this club. What do you think you need to do for them to sing your name now?
Probably continue to win trophy. I remember for some moment of last season, I think it was Southampton away, where the fans were starting to sing, "We have our Chelsea back." To be honest, it's not. I would like one day for sure, but it's not my target. I'm already happy if they can sing, "We have our Chelsea back," because that means that as a team, as a club, we are doing something important.
It'd be special to hear your name, though, surely, as well.
Yes, for sure. But again, if they can sing, "We have our Chelsea back," I'm already happy. For sure, if one day they can sing my name even more. But the target is not that. It's just that we are able to win games, and the fans, they can be happy.
Jacob?
Hi, Enzo. You're carrying a lot of injuries at the moment to key players, and obviously you're having to balance playing 3 times a week with the Champions League. Do you feel, especially looking forward to Liverpool on Saturday, which is another big game, that you're able to rotate the squad tomorrow night and still maintain the levels needed to win?
We need to maintain level for sure, because Champions League require high level. As you said, in this moment we have, unfortunately, many players out for injury. This afternoon we're going to assess Caicedo, Joao Pedro and Andrei Santos, that they are all players, unfortunately for us, with some small problems. So we see if tomorrow they're going to be available. But we have, for sure, in this moment we have injury, but we have, I think, squad enough in this moment also to try to replace the injury we have.
Third row in the middle here, please.
Hi, Enzo. Just a quick question about Estevão, if I may, because from a perspective of a Brazilian reporter, I'm quite surprised of how many games and how many minutes he's been playing this beginning of his career here in Chelsea, and how do you assess his start? And you initially said he can play in all of the 5 positions up front. Is there one that now you see him inclining to be better at the moment, or still?
I still think the same. He's doing very good. He's doing very well. It's not easy. We said already, for 17, 18 years player to arrive here in Europe with a big club like Chelsea and show immediately the quality that he has. And we are very happy with him. He's a very good boy. It's happy. It's what we need also in terms of energy. But for sure, for me, he can play in the 5 position, attacking position.
Front row here with Nizar, please.
Hi, Enzo. You've got a lot of players out, obviously, but you played quite well against Brighton for 53 minutes and then you lost. But what's sort of the message to the players now? Is there a lot of positivity, and is there a lot of respect for those guys who remain on the field? How are you sort of keeping them up and their spirits up at this period?
Yeah, in this moment, I think we need to be positive. First of all, because it's what the players need. Second, because personally I think that there is no reason to be negative. This morning, the club showed me about the stats that in the last 6 months we lost 5 games, 4 of them with red card. So for sure we like to win games. There is no doubt. But also the reality is that there is not any pressure. The pressure we have is the pressure that we know that being at Chelsea as a player, as a manager, you need to win games, no doubt. But at the same moment, you have the reality is that for different reasons, injury and red card, we lost 5 games in almost 6 months. But at the same time, I think it's something not bad.
The back row, please. Just in the middle there.
Thank you. Hey. And so, obviously, in this press conference, the first, 6, 7 questions regarding Jose Mourinho. Could you tell us tactically about the rival ahead, Benfica? What can you see about the approach that they could have, knowing that also Chelsea versus Benfica or versus Portuguese clubs in Stamford Bridge, they are unbeaten, so maybe the surrounding expects, obviously, a victory for your club, your Chelsea. Thank you.
I think from Benfica, from Jose, you can expect the way they are playing now, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, but you can also expect that they can play back 5. So I expect 2-3 different things, and we have a plan for these 2-3 things that I expect. But he showed during his career how good he has been playing with different shape. So we expect different things.
Go Ben in the front here, please.
Hi, Enzo. Could you elaborate a bit more on the stat that you just gave? 4 of the 5 defeats in the last 6 months have come with a Chelsea red card. How do you coach that ill discipline, and what have you said to your players ahead of this game to make sure it does stay 11 Chelsea players on the field?
Yeah. No, first of all, for sure, I think after review the last 2 games, Man United and Brighton with 10 players, for sure I could have done better, probably in terms of decision, no doubt. But also for me, it's it's like a learning process to play with 10 players because, I think for any manager it's not something normal. Unfortunately for us, happened 2 times. And the stats is that in the last, again, almost 6 months, we lost 5 games, 4 of them with red card, Newcastle, Flamengo, Man United and Brighton. And the only game that we lost 11-11 was Bayern Munich away. So that's why I said, for me personally, there is not any reason that we need to create panic, knowing that football, anyway, you know better than me, football is crazy world, you can, if you lost 5 games in 6 months, and you need to say things to defend yourself, that means that it's a crazy world. I don't think we need to defend ourselves in this moment, because the reality is that I have a very good feeling with the squad we have. I think compared to last season, we all improve the players because they can play games, they can have more experience. Me personally, as a manager, I think I feel better than last year. The reason why is because I'm learning. For sure, there are many, many things that I need to learn. For instance, playing with 10 players, it's something that probably I need to do better. But it's part of the process, and I don't have any doubt that in the future we're going to be better and better.
Davide, in the second row, please.
Ciao Enzo. Champions League is a competition that requires a different level compared to others. Obviously, it's a new experience for most of your players and for you as well. What are you telling your players that they need to do to be at the Champions League level?
We need high level, no doubt, but also we have players young, but in the same moment with already experiencing with this competition. Ato, for instance, from Ajax, he has already experience in this competition. For me personally, he will be top player for Chelsea. We have, Garnacho or Gittens. They are all players that, even if they are young, they already played in this competition. Joao Pedro, probably, he never played in this competition, but he joined us. He helped us to win the Club World Cup. So they are all players, talent for sure, that they're gonna help the club, they're gonna help the team, and with more games, they're gonna be better and better.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more questions. We'll go with Rob and then Mark.
Hi Enzo, how is your relationship with the fans at the moment? Do you think we heard a little bit of discontent on Saturday at the end of the match? Do you feel like that bond is strong currently?
I think most of the time the fans react over the results. I can completely understand that after a defeat it's normal that the fans, they are happy, but I'm not happy, the players, they are not happy, the club is not happy. And then, as I said at the beginning, last year they were thinking we have our Chelsea back, then we had a bad run and they were not happy. So for me it's more the reaction after the results. Again, if in this moment, after 5 defeats in 6 months, we are not happy, probably this show a little bit lack of balance in this sport, but it's a sport where I'm in from the last 30 years, so I know exactly that it's like this. And the only thing you can do is try to do better, try to, learn, improve, and the most important thing in this business, that is win games.
And Mark, please, in the front here.
Hi, Enzo. You're the latest manager to come into the club and win big trophies in the past 20 years. Does Jose deserve the acknowledgement, I suppose, for laying the foundations when he first was here for the success that we've seen at Chelsea since then?
The only thing I can say about Jose is the thing that I just said, that for me personally, it's a legend for this club. I'm from Italy. It's also a legend for Inter, where he won the Champions League. So it's legend for different clubs in the world that show how good has been and how good is Jose. Then in terms of what he deserves, to be honest, I'm not here to think what he deserves. I think he already showed how important manager has been and is.
Hi Pedro, just wanted to ask you, you kind of played well against Brighton but didn't get the result, but I just wanted to sort of ask you how's the feeling around the club at the minute, and how tired are you as well, because you and a few of the players are playing a lot of minutes at the moment.
The first question, I think the environment of the club, it's really positive. I think it's in the eyes of everyone that a lot of our points lost was because we had our own mistakes. In the last game, you could see that we were controlling most of the game, and not blaming anyone, but as everyone knows, our own mistakes have been taking point from us. We know the quality that we have, we know the control that we have been having from the games, even Brentford, the way we were winning till the last minute, and we conceded a goal because our focus was not 100%. So the club is really positive, the players are really positive, and tomorrow we have an opportunity to show what we can do one more time, and we go with everything to win the game. And as me, I'm really fresh. I feel really good. I enjoy to have these kind of games because it means that we don't have to train as much as we do. So it's really good to be playing football at week in, week out in the middle of the week. So I really just want to enjoy football.
Simon?
Hi Pedro, you set such a high bar as a team in the Club World Cup final against PSG. Do you feel you've reached that standard since then? And do you also feel that there's an extra target on your backs as Club World Cup champions?
Thank you for that question. It's a really good question. To be honest, I want to do better. I think we, as a team, we want to do much better as well. It's not about the target. I think it's the standards that we put, like you said, are really high. And I think we have been doing that. We have been playing well. We have been doing a lot of good stuff. And like I said before, it comes from our own mistakes. And that is what we have to improve. I think last season we showed what we can do. We showed in the World Cup what we can do. And this season is what we are going to do. We will show what we can do, and we will do great stuff, believe me.
Hi Pedro, how are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, very well. First of all, do you think that the lack of concentration in recent games is because you didn't have a summer off and you played in the Club World Cup? And secondly, what will it be like facing a legend, Portuguese legend, a Chelsea legend in Jose Mourinho tomorrow?
So the first question, I think that is one of the points. Like I said, even on the last game, we had Reece out because of an injury. He was out for some seconds. And I don't know if it's lack of concentration of sometimes thinking the game, but the way that we concede the red card, it's an unbelievable way to conceding from the way that we were controlling the game. But like I said, we are not here to blame anyone. I think it's a thing that has to come from us as a team. We have to go to the game with more focus. And in the Premier League, in the Champions League, in these kind of competitions, you cannot rest 1 second, because in 1 second you concede, you give away presence, and you are dead to the game. So I think it's a thing that we had to learn. And the second question, of course, it's as a Portuguese, it will be like a pride to play against as a manager like Mourinho. What he represents to the club as well, what he represents to Portuguese people, the opportunity that he gave to Portuguese people to go around the world and play on the best teams, and to the managers to coach the best clubs. We are really looking forward to play against them, and like I said, it's a very good opportunity to us to bounce back as well.
Dan?
Pedro, just following up on that, as someone who grew up with Mourinho already being a big personality in world football, how big a personality is he back in Portugal, and does he divide opinion, or is everybody in Portugal behind him?
No, I think you cannot have a divided opinion on him. What he did for Portugal, what he did in terms of people knowing who he is for what he won. It's not easy work that he did. So people in Portugal, they respect him a lot, and they know the value that he has. They know this is why Benfica as well hired him for that reason. And as I said, he's one of the biggest names in Portugal with Ronaldo, Figo, Eusebio. So he's in the top of the list, and Portuguese people respect him a lot. Jacob?
Hi, Pedro. The manager just said that he accepts that he needs to do better when the team is down to 10 men and some of the decisions that he made. Can I just ask, were you surprised to be taken off after the red card against Manchester United?
No, it's his decision. If you ask me if I liked it, I never like to go off the pitch. I always want to be there. So it's his decisions. He knows what is better for the team, and we accept what he does.
It's a similar theme, actually. Sorry, Pedro. I was just going to ask, as Jacob said, the manager was very honest about him wanting to learn to cope with playing with 10 men more. Would you like the team to remain more attacking if you do go down to 10 men? Because it's felt in the last 2 games that maybe the red card has prompted negativity.
I will be honest with you. I think even with 10 men, of course, you always like to attack. You always want to keep the positive mind. We have a good example, as in my mind, I have the game, for example, with Newcastle and Liverpool, that Newcastle scored 1 goal against Liverpool and they won 1 man down. But in my mind, what I think as well is that if we are Chelsea and we are 1 man down, we cannot concede so easily 3 goals at home with our fans. And we have to do much better as a team, despite the options that the managers takes. If takes off a winger, if takes off a centre back, doesn't matter. But as a 10-man in the pitch, we are all behind the line, so it has to be much difficult for the other teams to score goals against us.
Davide? Hi, Pedro. Asking about Maresca. He came with a clear idea in mind of how he wants you guys to play. How long did it take for you guys to absorb what he wanted, and how much did you grow into this model he has in mind?
So it takes a while to as normal to every team when you have a new manager to how do you say, to have to be solid on the performance and the ideas of the manager has. But I think as we showed last year that we brought a lot of his ideas, we were into it and we were really fast because, as you know, last year we were second for a long time, and then of course we had a bad moment like everyone does. And like I was saying, I think we were really fast to get solid on his ideas, and we did a really good job. And we are doing that as well. It's like I said, it's just missing this key part of not making mistakes, and for sure the things will go back to us again.
Gary?
Hiya, thanks for your time.
Hi.
Surrounded obviously by managers holding Premier League trophies, 3 of Jose. He's obviously a legend here. The fans still love him, or most of them still love him. But Maresca and you guys have won a couple of big trophies already. The fans, though, don't seem to have warmed to the manager in the same way as previous trophy winners. Why is that, do you think? And is it disappointing, and what can you as players do about it?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat the question?
Trophies all around the walls here, including obviously Jose, who's a legend coming back. The fans love him. Most of the fans love Jose. You've, as a team and management, won a couple of big trophies as well. But it doesn't seem to be the love for Enzo Maresca as there is for, say, Jose Mourinho among the fans. Why is that? And what can you as a team do about it?
Football is like that. In one day you are the best. If you lose in the other day, you are the worst. So when the manager won, he was the best in the world, and now he is losing, he is the worst in the world. And us as a players is the same. When we won the World Cup, we were the best, and now we are the worst. So Jose is part of the story of the club. He's not here to win or lose games, and Maresca is here to do his best, and he cannot do better than what he's doing, because it's not only him that is his fault. It's the players' fault as well. We are on the pitch. We have to take the blame as well. We have to do much better, and us as a team, we have to focus on ourselves and learn from our mistakes to the next games do better.
Pedro, boa tarde. Henrique Mateus, da TV da CN.
Hello, Pedro.
My question is, Mourinho has had an impact on your preparation for the game tomorrow, considering the history. My other question is about Enzo. He left Benfica to join Chelsea. Did you speak to Enzo Fernandez about meeting Benfica? What is he feeling at the moment? When it comes to the preparation, honestly, we'll still talk. Normally, we speak 2 days before the game, so we're still doing the preparation. About Enzo, we spoke about previously during the World Cup. We spoke then during the World Cup. It had not much intensity because the game did stop due to the weather conditions. And as Enzo said, it's always a tough club to face. It's one of the best clubs in the world. Benfica is always in these kind of competitions, and everyone knows Benfica. They know about high competitions and what do they have to do. However, we are also in one of the best clubs in the world. We know what we have to do. We are focused on ourselves. We are ready to face a great club, and we are ready to bring the 3 points. Hello, Luis Rocha Rodriguez, 00. First question, my question. 2025, is it the best year of your career? The national team, you won the Nations League. Now you're imposing yourself at Chelsea. And then I'd like to go back in time. Before Wolves, you had the chance to play for Benfica. And I'd like to ask you the following. Tomorrow, would you be happier if you was a Benfica player? The first question, of course, it was a fantastic season. I managed not to be injured. I managed to be consistency in terms of gaming time. And of course, collective-wise, individual-wise was excellent. I hope that I can have much better years. About the second question, I think this episode is public. I had the possibility to join Benfica before Wolves. In football, things shift rapidly. Happily, things did go well. I'm very happy to be in this side. Things are going well for many reasons, and I will keep honoring Chelsea with all my pride and power that I have in hands. Pedro, you are still very young. However, you left a kid, you went to Italy, now England. I believe that you have an empathy with Steven. He's so young. I'd like to ask you, how do you see his debut here? And how does one representing men of Lusophone communities, how are you helping Steven with the adaptation? Steven, happily, is a youth that loves to learn. You can clearly say that he's a hardworking guy, has a lot of quality, and undoubtedly, we hope that he can provide a lot to the team. We are aware of his tremendous qualities. He has to carry on the way he is. He's a happy kid from Brazil, his joy of playing. This is what we all try to do here. We try to help him. English, well, the language, we still need to translate a lot. However, we are focused and bring him the best environment possible so he can help the team. Bruno Valero, RTP. 2 questions. Your journey here and the compliments that you did to Jose Mourinho. Would you like to be managed by Jose Mourinho? Either here or at the national team? And also, about this game, comparing to the World Cup, do you think that it will be a completely opposite game if it gets a changed team, new manager? Do you see any similarities? Because Jose Mourinho recently arrived at Benfica. The first question, because of the history of the manager, the weeks of learning and the experience that he has in football, it's a privilege. It would be a privilege to be coached by Jose Mourinho. Who wouldn't like to be managed by Jose Mourinho? At the moment, I'm focused in my job here, only Chelsea. When it comes to the second question about The second question, yes, it is what you are saying. Tactic-wise, of course, Jose Mourinho, of course, he did implement his ideas. As players, they changed a lot, so we expect different Benfica, different ideas. And this is the most important thing. We know what Benfica is capable of doing. As I previously said, we are focused on our way of work, focused on ourselves. We really want to win.
Hi, Pedro. Just coming back to the red cards, if I may. Historically, Chelsea have always had player leaders like Lampard, Terry, Silva. Now, when you have a number of red cards, can you give an insight into who's leading in the dressing room to try and restore order, and what kind of conversations are taking place, not between manager and player, but between players and players?
The conversation has been made by all of us, to be honest. The leaders, we have always our captain, Reece, and he already has made himself clear. Of course, I will not have the same. I will not tell everything that we talk about, but as I said before, we are aware of what we are capable of doing and what we have done till now. And I think it's on the eyes of everyone. Like I said, the games that we had before, we really controlled the games. These mistakes came from our own focus, like I said before. And what we have to do is try to reduce these mistakes and be more aware of it, because with that we lose a lot of points and a lot of matches, like it happened in the recent times, that the 5 losses that we had lately, 4 of them was with 4 red cards.